It's really popular in America to talk about the founding fathers, and people say, well, the founding fathers had this idea in mind and this is what they said. Like, none of these people are 300 years old, so I don't know how they happen to represent what the founding fathers intended. Today, there are two reasons why that is the biggest piece of BS that I've ever heard. First one is that people say that they know what the founding fathers wanted. There is no way you know that. That's 300 years ago, even if they wrote it down. That was one time in history that they wrote it down. How they would interpret it today in the context of things, that is next to impossible to know. And so anyone saying that they think this is what the founding fathers intended, total imagination and hallucinations. Second thing is, whatever the founding fathers said, they were great people. Trust me, they were. And they were really smart people in designing the Constitution. But whatever they created was in the context of 300 years ago. At that time, slavery was a thing. That time, women were not allowed to vote. That time, technology was really backward. You couldn't go from one part to the other without spending months. And some parts of the country were not even in part of America. You couldn't go to Europe. There was no China that was a dominant technology. There was no AI. There was no space travel. There were no computers. There was no way to store data. There was no record keeping. So when those people say it, and they were smart people for their time, but like what they said, is any of that relevant in today? Maybe a little bit. But so much of the world has changed. There's nothing sacred about what the founding fathers intended. And I see it often in a lot of GOP like discussions on Fox News, but really like none of these people there at that time. And whatever the founding fathers said is not relevant in today's time and age. And if we keep sticking on that, it becomes a dogma that is not flexible and moving with the situations that we are in today.